Hey everybody, how's it going? Been good? Hope so. I've been good. I've been great. Yeah, well, things are a little different now. You know why? I'll tell you why. Another page has been turned in the book of life for Mr. Smith. He is now a year older. I know. Yes. Had a birthday on Tuesday. That's right. So, here we are. Doing what we've done for several years now. 6 years at least now. Yep. 6 years going on, at least. Maybe a little more than that. But we're still here. And we're still carrying on and enjoying, well, a good pipe. A beautiful 4S Dunhill. Yeah. My good old white dot. My only Dunhill in my collection, actually. But it's a good one. It's very nice, light shell briar. Just nice, rough texture shell blast. I mean, that really is a great pipe. It's very lightweight. Yeah, it is. I can grip it in my teeth and it's almost unnoticeable. It's, yeah, perfect balance. That's why they're the price they are. Yeah, a friend of mine gave me a jar that he inherited from somebody, and it's Dunhill Standard Blend from 2009. So that's aged very well, and it's very tasty. Very nice. It's just beautiful. Anyway, we're burning a CT Ham 00. This little guy is a charmer. Look at this little guy. Yeah, came with the red globe. To find a 00 ham mark globe would be very tricky. Yeah, it would be. But I wanted to burn something a little smaller. It's getting warm. It's going to be in the high 80s today. It's going to almost be 90 degrees today. It might just hit 90 degrees. I'm sure that's a strong possibility. Anyway. What did I do for my birthday, you ask? Well, that's personal information. But I did go to Crystal Lake and had a lovely, lovely, lovely time. Yes, it was very special. And I love going up there. I didn't camp. Just went up there for the day. And it was lovely. And, yeah, it was very special. But, I celebrated in my own way. And a lot of people that I wanted to have up for a camp out, as I've done in the past, weren't really available. No. This month and the next are going to be quite busy for a lot of people I know. However, I've talked to some of the usual suspects, and June seems to be a little better, and that will be fun. We will try and do a camp out. It won't be a birthday camp out, but it'll be the same camp out I've done in the past, but in June, and it's even better and more beautiful up there in the summer. It's ideal temperature, and it's really lovely. It's a nice escape from the heat, the torment of the flatlands here. Anyway, so June, I'll pencil in a camping trip for some of my close friends, and we'll do that. Now, what are we sharing today? Well, as you saw in the old thumbnail, Majestic. We're going to crack it open. We're going to take a look at it, and we're going to see what goes on. Yeah, we're going to see what's happening and take a look at the electrolytics and everything and see what's going on before we power it up. Okay. Yeah. So let's get into it. Actually, I'll just keep this in my mouth. I can grip it. Yeah. I'll just clear some space here. Yeah. Oh, this? Like this? Yeah. It was a gift from a special friend of mine. Yes. And I like it. It's very Cuban style. I forget what they call these. Forgive me. But it's 100% linen, cotton. And it's a perfect shirt for a day like this because it's warm. And it's, you know, actually a good shirt to smoke a cigar in, right? I know. Anyway, to that subscriber who gave me this, thank you. I love it. All right. Here's the Majestic. You remember this guy? Yeah, of course you do. Now, we're going to remove the knobs first, and that's important. You got to remove the knobs before you remove the chassis because, well, they're on there and they're going to, you know, keep it from sliding out. So, it's very easy. I haven't done this in a while. But let's see here. Just nice, easy slide off here. Okay. There's one. Okay. Ooh, there's two. And here's three. That's a little. There we go. Okay. Oh. Check that out. Felt pads. This has got felt pads, so that would almost indicate that it was refurbished electrically at one time. And that's a hallmark of somebody I used to know very, very well. That would be John Pomazzi. He had those little felt rings, and he put them on the radios after he would restore them or fix them up electrically. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. I got a paper towel here I can put down here so it doesn't scratch. Okay, let's just do this so it doesn't slide out. Oh, that's not very tight. I mean, it's snug, but it's not overly tight. So that means the chassis has been removed at one time. Right? Let's see here. Come on. Oh yeah. That's nice. Sometimes it takes a lot of torque to get these screws out, but this thing obviously has been serviced. I wonder if it was by John Pomazzi, the late John Pomazzi. Oops, didn't intend that to happen. Grab that. Well, let me just get the rest of it out. I'll grab the screw that just took a nosedive. But I'd imagine if John did refurbish this, he would have replaced the cord with something a little more contemporary, or the Silk Rock cord with the Bakelite plug, but since this is late 40s, that wouldn't be appropriate. Alright. Alright. There we go. Let's grab that screw here. Try to put it back in the same hole that they came out of. Alright, and we also do have a back cover. Yeah. And a smaller screwdriver here. Smaller flathead. There we go. You like watching this? Yeah. Watching me disassemble an antique radio. It's not very fast, like some of those hot shots on YouTube. when they do a time lapse and all that, or they do a fast forward, high speed, you know. Some people really like that. They like to see it done really fast. Well, and here we take our time. You see it real time. No fancy camera shots. No. This might not be the speed for some of you guys. Guess what? You don't get fancy camera tricks in Time Cave. No. You get a Gen Xer with a screwdriver and a pipe. This screw it. Let's see. Come on. See, it's trying to embarrass me. There's not much to these screws, really. There's just 6 of them, that's all. Yeah. Okay. One more, and that's it. All right. Yeah. Okay. Ah! Sorry. I set the screwdriver on top of the box of matches, and then all of a sudden it was like, it wanted to, you know. Okay, so this is attached to the chassis by wires because it's a loop antenna, right? And we're not going to detach that from the chassis, but we're going to just kind of get a hold of one of the IF cans in here and just kind of coax it up. You shouldn't do that, Rob. Okay, well, there it is. Yeah. It's actually pretty clean inside. It's not that bad. There's the label, everything. Well, I don't need that right now. It's not a bad set. It's actually quite well preserved. Yeah. So we're actually looking at a decent condition-wise. Okay. Oh. All right, there's what we want to know. We have our electrolytics. So we have some more contemporary ones that have been replaced and some other ones that have not been replaced. So we still have some of the old wax filter capacitors, some of the old ones, but he says it does play. And it looks like a good job, nothing sloppy. Just the crucial ones were replaced so it plays and reduces the noise and the hum and everything. And there's our dial string. That was the big question here. All right. And it is indeed broken. Yep. It is broken indeed. Well, before I take it off, I will see where it's connected to. Okay. Well, this is a little tricky. It looks like I'll have to remove the dial scale, but I don't want to do that. It's attached here, here, and here, and I could take it off. That would be removing the needle as well. I don't want to touch it. It's not moving the variable. So, yeah, it must be stuck on one station. The variable capacitor is not moving at all. It's not connected at all. So it's all dependent on this wheel, which is not even, if I move this wheel, it doesn't move the variable. So, that's interesting. Well, this is going to be a tricky one. Well, thought this would be a little easier, but apparently it's not. Yeah. Well, it might not be that hard, but if this flywheel is not connected to the variable, then how would it tune? How would it work? How would it work? All right. Well, I'm not going to be able to fix this. No, not right now. Not right now. But what I will do, since we kind of assessed everything, I will be able to reach out to some of the guys I know and see if they have the right string and maybe a pattern how to loop it and everything. So I'm not very familiar with this particular set. This is the very first Majestic set I've ever actually owned. Now, the companion to Majestic would be Grunow. I did have one of those. Had one from 1996, clear up until like maybe a couple years ago. Right. So, that being said, I'll have to probably take the dial scale off, figure a way to remove the needle indicator, and then see how to proceed. But you got what you wanted. Well, not entirely, but you did see me remove the chassis and take a look. Now we can see that it probably will work, but I don't know how I'm going to tune this thing if this wheel here is not connected to the variable, because the variable is not moving at all. No. There might be more to this. Yeah, because that wheel should engage with the variable capacitor. That's why the string is tied to it, and you turn it, and then the variable will adjust, and you can find the station you wish. It's just free spinning. So, I will definitely hit up everybody I know in some of the antique radio groups and find somebody that's local that will tackle this. And since it does quote-unquote play, I can have them hook it to their Variac and wake it up and test it to make sure it's safe to play. And then they can fix the dial string. Because this is weird. I don't understand how this works. I might be able to find a schematic for just that. I don't know. Or if, of course I can find a schematic for this. And it's actually got it's not an American 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 tubes. This is a quality radio. This is a good piece. This will be very sensitive. It will have a good reception, good sensitivity. It'd be a great set. It will be. And I'm looking forward to it because I really am quite interested in this piece. But this is the first step. This is the first step in finding out what we're dealing with. And I will definitely nurse the cosmetic exterior cabinet back to health a little bit. Use a little bit of black model enamel and trim, touch up the trim and use a little Howard's Restore finish and get that back to, a decent appearance. And it will look original, but also look a little nicer than it does currently. I am curious if the light turns on. Should we power it up? Well, why not, right? Why not? Any objections? No. No, I don't think so. I think it's safe. It looks safe. I should power it up slowly, but seeing that this thing has been it's not in bad shape. Well, I just want to see if the dial light shows up. So I'll turn it around here so we can see it together. Hold on a second. All right. Okay, I'll put a knob on here. Oh. Does have a dial light. I heard things warming up. We got some power. Yeah, things are warming up. Don't know if we'll get a station because, well, Well, I wouldn't be able to tune it because I can't. But there's no hum. It's quiet. And there's a dial light. So that's cool. Okay. Everything checks out. Tubes are glowing. Okay. Well, we got a little bit more of an understanding of what we're dealing with. And it's clean. Everything is in really good shape. There's no damage to the speaker. Yeah. It's just the dial. The dial string, the variable capacitor. We've got to see what's going on with that. So we'll investigate. And I will be hitting up some of my fellow antique radio guys to see what we can do with this. And we'll get it back in fighting trim. At least the dial light comes on. That's fine. I won't have to replace a bulb. But I think this has got good bones for sure. Definitely it's got good bones, and we will definitely see what it will take to get the dial functioning so I can tune into a station. I know it will be a great radio because there's no, unfiltered hums and stuff like that. Everything seems to be balanced and operating properly. It's just needs to hook up the variable capacitor. Sad, I wish it did. I wish it died. The string broke on a station, then I could at least have KFI or something. But, Oh, okay, fine. Went out on me. Anyways, there we go. Well, friends, we're at 22 minutes. It's not the shortest video. Definitely not the longest by any means. But you got a radio content. Now we have a better idea of what we're dealing with, and I realize now that I'm a little out of my league on this dial. It's different. I'm not familiar with this, but that doesn't mean anything. That means I could more than likely figure it out. I know the people to talk to, and we can figure it out. And I do have some people I might box it up and send the chassis out and have it serviced properly, which would be good because I do like this set. I think it's a handsome radio, and it was a gift from a friend of mine from Marty Cigars. That would be Roland, and he gifted me this radio and felt I was a good caretaker for it, and I'd be able to enjoy it. And so what I'll do is clean the tubes and dust it off, and and do that usual prep, and then find somebody that can fix the dial string, and we'll get it going. All right? It sounds good. I think so. Well, friends, thank you again for tuning in and being a part of this experiment, which is Rayo Rob number 17 on YouTube. Thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you for liking and commenting. I do like the comments. I like hearing from you guys. And it's great. It's a very nice thing for whatever it is. I've had so many wonderful messages from people on Facebook that watch the channel, and other subscribers that have left comments and things. And I will say this, that we have a very special subscriber base. We have a very niche collection of people, or family, as you could say. Some people call their subscriber base a family. And, that's all well and fine. I get it. I understand. But you guys keep me going. I still enjoy doing this. And I don't see myself quitting anytime soon. So that's good. But, it's always fun to mix it up a little bit. And definitely antique appliances or radios, as this is an appliance, of course it is. But it's fun to dive into other things that are historically inclined and significant. Radio, of course, has been an interest of mine for a long time, many years, since the early 1990s. And just turning it on and smelling the tubes and the dust and all that takes me back to 1994 when I first bought my first antique radio, and I met John Pomazzi. And it was a rainy day, and I sat there and smelled the warm tubes and saw the dial light come on and all of that. And I remember the excitement of diving into something that was new to me. However, it was familiar. And I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, there's definitely a connection I have with these antiques and the bygone era, which is, the 1930s through the 1950s. And can't say what it is, but there is something about it. And that's why we're all here. Burning a lantern, burning a little tobacco, and not burning tubes. Well, I guess they do burn, but they're not burning out. That's the... Yeah. You get it. So, thanks again, friends. And we'll be seeing you next week with another lantern video. I'll have something to share. And I do. I have something that you haven't seen yet that I recently acquired, and I will share it with you guys. So I hope you'll enjoy that. But we'll come back to the radio when I, find out more of what's going on with it. Okay, friends. Take it easy, and we'll see you next week. Thanks again. Bye-bye. Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.